Happy Wednesday morning, afternoon to everyone out there in internet land. Welcome to LPTV Disney Morning News Update. Still need a different
I thought we were just doing away with all branding. This is just a Laughing Place TV news update.
It is the news update. I should not have put the morning in there. I do want to have the word Disney in there, so my mistake. Anyway, welcome to it. My name is Jimmy Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, co-host of this show you're watching, along with my good friend over there, the managing editor for Laughing Place. His name is Kyle Burbank. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well, Doobie. How about you? It looks like you're at home, so that's all instantly better than being at the office.
I am at home. I am right now mourning the fact that I have messed something up, and for some reason we are not showing on LPTV right now and trying to get that fixed. Actually, have people watching over there. But such is life.
I do appreciate that you're actually a little bit more dressed up with the collared shirt when you're at home working instead of the t-shirts I normally see you in the office.
It was not my plan to be home right now. That's the way it worked out. So had some car trouble this morning and said, let's get this taken care of. Go back and work at home today. Anyway, so we're going to get you started with a lot of stuff going on in the world of Disney today. Some stuff a little bit to catch up on from yesterday, but lots of stuff to look forward to that came out this morning and coming later today. Kyle, how do we start every day?
We look at the Disney stock price versus the S&P 500.
S&P 500 this morning is up.
Ooh,
barely. 0.041%, barely counts, but slightly up. Predictions for Disney stock, Kyle?
I'm still going to say slightly down because it's usually a little bit more than the S&P. So
we are outperforming the S&P this morning.
Oh, wow. Look at us.
0.29%, 92.58. Bob Iger's
at the moment, it looks like it was. If we would have done the stream on time, I would have been right.
Bob Iger, you're safe for another day. All right, so what were you starting with today? The big news this morning came just before we went on air, actually, is Disney Cruise Line announces tropical destinations for 2024. That's right, all you Disney Cruise Line fans, and I am one of them. There are some destinations, some ports for 2024, some fun stuff. So I'm going to quickly go through this. We'd love to have our travel partner, Mouse Fan Travel, on for stuff like this, but Disney decided to announce this right in the midst of some training sessions. So our normal contact is actually in the midst of training right now and at a Disney Earmark convention. So we're going to go through this. So first, this is going to be their first full season from Port Everglades and Fort Lauderdale, so that's pretty exciting. They're also going to have sailings out of Texas, Louisiana, and of course, California. These, again, are early 2024 itineraries, not the entire year. So the Disney Dream is going to be sailing out of South Florida, Port Everglades, with 3- and 4-night Bahamian cruises, 5-night Western Caribbean cruises, all with a stop at Castaway Cay. So my perfect cruise is a 5-night out of Port Everglades on the Disney Dream. My favorite ship, my favorite port, and 5 nights, including Castaway Cay. That is really hard to beat. The Wish, the Disney Wish, Disney's newest ship. Let me just give you something different to look at now. Disney, not the Disney Wish, but I'm giving you something different to look at. Disney Wish, Disney's newest ship. 3- and 4-night sailings will continue out of Port Canaveral. That's kind of their flagship length and port. And of course, all of those out of Castaway Cay. Disney Fantasy, 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean cruises will continue. Easterns will go to Tortola and St. Thomas, Westerns, Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and Jamaica. Again, all with stops at Castaway Cay, because when you can go to Castaway Cay, you do go to Castaway Cay. Ever been to Castaway Cay, Kyle?
Never. I don't know. Should I take a helicopter and just have them drop me there, or sneak onto the thing? No, I never been on a cruise, so I've never been to Castaway Cay.
It kind of worked, every time the cruise goes there, they get some of the people to come over from Nassau to work the various ports and stuff. I don't know if perhaps you used to work at Nassau or something.
Yeah, I used to be a crew member on the sloop John B. So come over from Nassau town.
And the Disney Magic will be doing early 2024 sailings out of Galveston, Texas, and New Orleans. So that's something new for the people down south who want to try out Disney cruising. Get a nice local port and an incredible ship. Disney's original ship is still spectacular. It's had major refurb since then. It is by no means an old, decrepit ship. It is spectacular. And finally, the Disney Wonder, Disney's second ship, after it returns from its inaugural season in Australia and New Zealand, which sounds like a dream in and of itself, it will be based in San Diego for Mexico sailings like it has done for the past several years. So if you are interested in a Disney cruise in early 2024, the itineraries are out. Are bookings open yet, Kyle? Do you happen to know?
I do not know.
This is where we wish we had our cruise partner, but such is life. So if bookings aren't available now, they will be soon. You want to go to mousefantravel.com, They'll take care of you. They'll make sure you book it as soon as possible. Unlike a lot of cruise ships, the earlier you book with Disney, the better. The discounts don't come later. The discounts come now, and the prices go up. So get those bookings in. And if for some reason the prices do go down, Mouse Fan Travel will take care of you. You will sail with the lowest price possible. That is it for the new Disney Cruise Line itineraries. Next up, Bad Batch, Star Wars: The Bad Batch Season 2, which was a really popular show on Disney+.
I don't know if it was really popular, but maybe I just have my fingers off the pulse.
I don't think your finger's on the pulse. Okay, maybe really popular is an exaggeration. Let's say more popular than expected.
Okay.
Outperformed. So I know people I know who saw the first season are really looking forward to the second season. So Bad Batch Season 2 trailer came out this morning. This morning. We're going to show it to you right now in its entirety. Let's see. Do I like this view or do I like this view? And we're going to go with this view. All right. You should be able to hear this. Give me a thumbs down if you don't hear it when I play it.
We went over the plan 5 times. I got the package, didn't I? We need a pickup. Hang on. Grab the light.
So, this is the top team. The rogue clones on the run from the Empire, huh?
Hello.
How juicy.
The Empire's growing stronger. We should be doing more.
You want to really be free? Then pull off this heist, and you can have a future.
Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the Order.
Then they're traitors, like the Jedi.
You all gave up everything because of me.
We made the right choice, Omega. But there are others out there who need our help.
What sort of treachery is this?
Stay back!
We are not the enemy. The Empire seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
Peace. Peace was never an option.
We're soldiers. We do what needs to be done.
Move! You know what makes us different? We make our own choices. What do you need, Rex? Any chance I could use you for a mission?
Parents, The Bad Batch. New season streaming January 4th, only on Disney+.
That ending. So, in the spirit of Lee Unkrich, I'm not sure that's a kid's or a family show. That seems like a very grown-up show to me.
That seemed like, knowing the beats that trailers hit, I'm like, oh, I'm sure that this shot is really exciting to someone. And this final reveal must be like mind-blowing. But to me, I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I don't love that. There's some really great animation, like this beat shot at the beginning looks awesome, and there's some other cool effects, but I don't love the character design still. And I know this is the same one it carried over from like the Clone Wars,
right.
But yeah, it's just not my absolute favorite.
Yeah, it's not my cup of chocolate milk either. Unfortunately, I want to like it because I love Star Wars content on Disney+. I just have such a hard time with the animated stuff, and that's my failing. So, but there are some people I know who really do enjoy The Bad Batch, and they will be on at 1 p.m. in about 2 hours, 1 p.m. Pacific time during Star Wars headlines to talk about this. When I give that look, that means, are we having an earthquake? But I think we're good. 1 p.m. Star Wars headlines. That would be my wife, Rebecca, and Michael Celestino. So check out Star Wars Headline today. I'm sure they will be showing that trailer and talking much more in depth about it. They are
Parents, the Bad Batch.
That is weird at the end, right? So you said that's not.
No, if you watch it on Twitter, that voiceover is not there. Like I've seen some where it's like parents stream it on Disney Plus. So it seems like whatever they did there, they messed up because it literally says parents, the Bad Batch.
I'm gonna play that again. People can, in case you missed it. It is very interesting.
Parents, The Bad Batch. New season streaming January 4th, only on Disney Plus.
So, but video's still there.
Yeah.
All right. So Star Wars Headlines, 1 p.m. More on The Bad Batch. In the meantime, this just came. Sorry, you don't see the screen yet, but now you do. Kyle, you want to talk about this?
Yeah. So there's a new Simpsons short. They'll be meeting the. How do you say this? I know it's Italian.
I think Bocelli.
Yeah. So this is going to be a holiday installment, a Simpsons short, which I've enjoyed. Have you enjoyed the other Simpsons shorts? We've had a Loki one. We've had a couple of Disney Plus anniversary ones.
Yeah, the Disney Plus anniversary I was a big fan of, or at least the first one. I haven't seen the rest, but that was, I mean, the Simpsons have been around so long. I've become fans and gotten bored with them about 17 times now. They've been around so long. But when I do catch them anymore, they're still very entertaining.
Yeah, I enjoy these shorts. They're super short though. Like you're like, oh, it's 5 minutes, but more than half of it is made up of credits. So that's like the one thing is that they go by in a flash.
So in this episode, Homer is going to surprise Marge with the ultimate gift, which Homer's not that kind of guy. So I wonder how that came to be. A performance from Italian opera superstar Andrea Bocelli and his 25-year-old son Matteo and his 10-year-old daughter Virginia. This is on December 15th. And shockingly, the festivities continue. Nope. Sorry. I know what I'm looking for here. Oh, on that same day. Thank you. Sorry about that. On that same day, December 15th, the three of them will also release the new single, Feliz Navidad, featured in the short and off their new album, A Family Christmas.
I do think that it's funny that in the realm of music, the Simpsons have gone from, on Disney Plus, have gone from Billie Eilish to the Bocellis.
So they're stuck
really
in the
spanning genres.
But not letters.
Right.
In further news, so check that again. Check that out again, December 15th, which is going to be a big day on Disney Plus. And because there's something else on December 15th that we talked about like just yesterday. Oh, well. Next up, Kyle, Disneyland Paris. That's your domain.
Yeah, so they released a new mobile game. You have to be staying at the Disney Newport Bay Club, which is one of their resort hotels along there. They have a nice like little lake area. So you have the Hotel New York Art of Marvel on one side and then Newport on the other side. So it's called Discovery Quest. It seems like you go around and scanning different things and you'll learn a little bit about the history of the resort. I don't know if that means literally or it's going to be like an in-story history. But yeah, a nice little addition that they're making to that resort. I've never had the fortune of staying there, but I have walked through there several times. It's a nice, kind of it's themed to Newport Bay, so it has similar overtones to some other Disney resorts like Beach Club and things like that.
And it looks like I don't see any mention of cost. It looks like you just scan and play. So that's just a perk of staying at the hotel, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think there's a prize or anything. I think it's just a fun little interactive edition.
I appreciate they say the experience will be accessible to people with reduced mobility and to people with dyslexia, which is not something you usually see pointed out. So that's nice to hear.
And it doesn't seem like that'd be a translation error because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, good point. But no, I think you're right. And in fact, the instruction thing we have here is shown in both English and French. Anglais et français.
I'm sure this isn't good. So the one that I have done, so Disneyland Paris, when they were opening the Art of Marvel, did an augmented reality game that you could just download the app and play. And it was actually pretty impressive. And I don't think that this will have those elements, but I have seen some of the stuff they've done before. It's I don't know if it mentions being in conjunction with Orange. That's their mobile, a mobile network in France that Disney's partnered with for a long time. So I don't know if there'll be any connections to that, but Kind of random, but I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
but I mean, yeah, 'cause it's not only Disneyland, at least for us in America, it's not only Disneyland Paris, but it's a specific hotel in Disneyland Paris. Um, but I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they're promoting it, and maybe we'll see stuff like this come to the stateside hotels, which I might actually visit someday. The other December 15th thing, it's not Disney Plus, but we were talking about it yesterday, is Beauty and the Beast 30th anniversary.
Now on ABC, coming the next day to Hulu and Disney Plus.
You know why they do that? So terrible. They do that because it makes sense. But now I'm just always, hey, JPEG trying to shift the money. All right.
No, this one I will say yes, that is a thing. But no, with the live stuff, that's been ABC's initiative for a while. Would have been ABC even if Disney Plus didn't exist.
So Mike Celestino, our Star Wars guy, who you'll be seeing in 2 hours, was at Disneyland yesterday, and he covered lots of stuff. We're going to show some of those pictures shortly. But one of the coolest things he covered was The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. They've been at Disneyland for a few weeks now, but when he went out there for opening day, you could barely hear what The Mandalorian was saying. And everyone on Twitterverse was saying, they need to make him louder. They need to make him louder. Apparently they made him louder. So let's take a listen.
Must have been really difficult.
You might want to cover your ears.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
So far, he hasn't spoken.
He has a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I'll bet you're good with tech. Would you like to reprogram an instrument panel? Well, give it some thought. I can see you've got talent.
This kid does not know what to do. Is he doing finger guns?
This is Grogu. I know you
Mouse. All right. So there you go. You can see the rest of that.
Sounds better.
Yeah, he is actually. That first time it was like, did they just test him in a quiet room? Because you really could not hear him at all. Much better. So
And
thanks
Mike
for
was
grabbing
saying-
that, Mike.
Yeah, Mike was saying that everyone that he encountered just gets a big smile. So being able to understand him, I'm sure, is helpful. But yeah, it sounds like that meet and greet's been a hit so far. So we'll see if they eventually figure out a way to make it work in Florida.
Sorry, my wife just sent me a message about that parents tag. All right. Also, yesterday, Mike Celestino got a look at the progress on the. Give me the name of it again.
I believe it is the Paradise or the Pixar Place Hotel.
Pixar Place
As
Hotel.
it says in the tweet.
In the
Thank you,
actual
tweet.
tweet. Yeah. And you can see that there's some red stripe, blue stripe, yellow stripe. And this is what we have so far. Any thoughts, Kyle?
It doesn't look great at the moment. I'm sure it'll come together. I guess it does remind me of the parking garage that I haven't been to. Or I think your wife also compared it to a bowling shirt, which I kind of agree with.
It does look like a bowling shirt. That is very true. Maybe we can match it. Like when it opens, we go to the media event, we can all wear matching bowling shirts and really embarrass ourselves.
I mean, I'm a big fan of primary colors, so this is what you want.
The movie or the palette?
The palette, the actual primary colors.
Because the movie was John Travolta, I believe.
I don't remember.
Kind of a version of Bill Clinton. Never mind. All right. He also, whoa, I didn't realize I was sharing my screen. He also went on Pirates of the Caribbean, where apparently all the turntables are working. Let's take a look.
Well, anchor now, you swabbies. What may I offer to these parties?
Kyle,
Yes.
Pirates, Disney World, Disneyland.
Disneyland. Is that a question?
Yeah, that was a question.
Yeah, totally Disneyland. Although I think, not to be that guy, but I also really like Disneyland Paris's. And
Yeah,
we're not
okay.
counting Shanghai because that's a completely different animal. But
have you done Shanghai's Pirates?
Yeah.
So to me, Pirates California is easily the most grandiose attraction I've ever been on. Not the best, not the most spectacular, but just in terms of scope and hugeness. Everything you're looking at is real. This place is huge. I know Shanghai is spectacular, but is it as grandiose?
I mean, I'd say there's parts of it that are, and they add the screens in a way that I think kind of adds to that scope, like you're saying. I don't know. I guess it's not as grandiose because there's not as many figures, and I don't know. And also, it's been 6 years since I rode it twice, so it's a little hard to compare to something that I've done plenty of times, like Disneyland. So.
Gideon's asking if Ode Bill is back. I'm not sure. I had to look up who Ode Bill was, and I'm not sure if he's back. Gideon, you just rode it. Was he missing when we rode it just a couple weeks ago? Wondering.
Is that the kitty cat guy? Did you say Bill? I thought it was Ben. I don't even know.
Oh, Ben's our CEO.
Well,
yeah, Ode Bill. It is Ode Bill. It's here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
Got to run with Ode Bill. Come on now, be a nice little pussycat. Oh, you be a feisty when you be. That's Ode Bill.
Okay, so I was thinking the same thing. I just always heard Ben instead of Bill.
Thought his name was Ben. I'm on.
Just looking in the middle distance.
Talking Pirates?
Yeah.
You just stopped the video, I think, a little too short because that's the dude with the cats.
Okay.
As I recall.
My wife thinks I stopped too soon, so let's all watch together and see if Ode Bill.
I don't know. I haven't seen the clip, so I don't know if he goes that far either. But it's like after that.
We've got 20 more seconds. We're going to find out together. Right. Gideon, stay tuned. Let us know if Ode Bill is back. Benefits of doing this from home. Get help. Got 4 seconds left.
Stuttering frames to get us there. Yeah.
That's all we got. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. My connection got iffy. It'll come back. All right. What else is on the agenda? Mike Celestino also went to Avengers Campus and got to see, I think this is our first time showing this, the new Black Panther here.
So we saw them, I guess I'll say, just in case people haven't seen it. We saw them on the day that they premiered, but we only caught the thing where they kind of did like a ceremony at the top. So this is the first time that we saw them walking around. Doesn't mean that this is the first time that they did a walk around, but the first time we saw them on the ground.
We're showing pictures here. Perhaps we don't. I think it's pretty obvious what we're looking at. Okay.
Yeah. Just in case we haven't seen Wakanda Forever, I'll pretend like we all don't know who Black Panther is.
I actually haven't seen Wakanda Forever, so I don't know who this is ostensibly supposed to be, but I do know what gender it's ostensibly supposed to be.
Yeah.
I love this picture. This is a great picture for the new Black Panther.
Yeah.
See, what else did Mike get? Apparently Tomorrow Landing, a shop in Tomorrowland, this is the old lunching pad location, I guess. And at one time, Mark and Zippy used to broadcast from here. Has reopened for the first time in a while. And
Magic Band Plus.
Yeah, you can buy Magic Band Plus here, pins, and other assorted items.
Trading.
I don't know if they have any odes to just plain Mark and Zippy left in there, but thanks for that, Mike.
I don't know if I've ever set foot inside that. I've passed that store thousands of times. Not sure I've ever actually gone in. Because I think they used to have a lot of hats, and they had like a hat stand out front of it.
Yeah, and as we can see, you're not a hat wearer.
Well, that was when I lived in Southern California, not when I, had to deal with 30-degree temperatures on the regular.
So where are you for people to know? Where exactly are you located?
We're in Springfield, Missouri.
And what's the temperature today?
The temperature is actually fairly nice today. I believe it's probably 55 right now. Let's see, 53.
That is warm. I'm in Northern California. When I went out to drive this morning, my window was frozen over. I did what I learned you do. You just pour water on it. It all went right off. It always works. This time it refroze.
Yeah, maybe you should turn on the defroster.
The car was on. The defroster was on, but it takes a while for it to warm up. You
Yeah.
pour the water, the ice just comes right off. It works. It works.
All right. Well,
I mean,
no,
I learned
it didn't work.
until this
That's
time.
demonstrative proof that it did not work.
But every other time it's worked beautifully. So live and learn. Oh,
Is that the car trouble you had? Was that you couldn't get the ice off?
no.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm in California. You can't get the ice. You got ice on your car, you call work. I can't drive to work today. I don't know what to do.
The first time, so when I started driving, and I woke up I lived in Arizona, so again, not many days where you need to deal with frost on your windshield. And I didn't know about this, so I managed to get like a tiny, like little hole. I drove all the way to school with just a little hole to look through. I don't know how I survived. It's one of those things you're like, I am so stupid.
I shouldn't admit this. I live on a very quiet street, and it's like a few turns till I get to the major street. So I will take off barely, I can't really see, but I'm like, there's no cars coming this time of morning. And by the time I get to the major street, I'm sure it'll be defrosted. It's not always. And, so far I'm still alive. Haven't heard anyone else. All right. We're going to take a quick look at what's going on with Avatar: The Way of Water before we bring on our first and only guest of the day. So Avatar: The Way of Water, the premiere was yesterday. People started talking about it socially. We actually did a special. I do not know that Doobie's suggestion is actually the best for your windshield. Yeah, I am not giving you car advice. I've never taken shop class. Someone told me this trick. I've used it successfully in the past. I also could be lowering the life of my windshield. I don't know. So do not take any advice on cars, life, or anything else from Doobie.
All this time I thought Doobie was the third Tapper brother, but I guess not.
No, he's not. He don't even know who that is. Avatar: The Way of Water, Kyle, is the most anticipated movie yet to come out this year. Is that correct, Kyle?
I mean, probably, even if I disagree.
It is doing extremely well in the social world. Another riveting, awe-inducing masterpiece, immersive, emotionally engaging, and epically entertaining. A thrilling ride. CG artifice melts away when you're just watching the characters' humanity steer. So not only does it seem to be the spectacle of the first movie, the awe-inspiring of the first movie, but the plot actually seems to be a little bit better. That was the big criticism of the first movie. So at least from those early social reviews, it is doing spectacularly well.
Is it humanity or is it divinity?
That's a great question, Kyle. Maybe when you interview James Cameron, you can ask him. I want to check Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know that Rotten Tomatoes has it yet, but I want to give a quick check. Avatar.
Well, the review embargo hasn't lifted yet, so I don't think it would, even if there's something.
Then we should not have reviews yet, and we do not. So
there should be Doobie, write them a suggestion. They need to have a social reaction meter or something.
I agree.
Although it would be, and then you could see how it's probably more positive than the actual review embargo. People seem to really be hype on things when they need to boil it down and when they freshly come out of the theater, whereas it's a little different when they have more time to think it over and write a few hundred words instead of 280 characters. Or that one guy who could just do 3 tweets, totally like skirting the rules. Disney's going to clamp down on that. They're going to have guidelines, be like no more than 2 tweets per reaction.
Here's a good one. I want to do one more here because I think this is a lot of people. As someone who liked but did not love the first Avatar, let me tell you, Avatar: The Way of Water blew me away. Vastly superior in visuals, which is saying something, storytelling, and performances. The sequel left my jaw on the ground for the entire runtime, and that's a long runtime, 3 hours, 12 minutes. James Cameron is the god of sequels. James Cameron did both
Titanic 2, famously, just gangbusters.
He did Terminator 2 and Aliens, right?
Yeah, I don't think he did the first. Ridley did the Alien, and James Cameron did Aliens, right?
Those might be the 2 best action movies of all time. And they're both sequels, and they're both by James Cameron. That is spectacular.
Well,
Titanic.
You said you're surprised that the visuals are better, but it has been 12 years. So
I'm not surprised that the visuals are better. I'm surprised
that people are so impressed by them.
The stunningness of the visuals is better. When we saw Avatar 12 years ago, it was blew us out. You can't look at it through today's eyes. You have to look at it through 12 years ago eyes. So I interpreted this as, even by that standard, this blows it away. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's comparing it to 12-year-old visuals, in which case you would expect them to be better. So it's a little after 11. I'm hoping Luke joins us in just a moment. I know we're waiting for him to take care of something real quick. And then we have some cool stuff. We want to talk about some new stuff. It is after 11, right? We want to talk about some cool new stuff happening at Animal Kingdom. And just being announced right now. And we will...
If he doesn't join soon, we'll have egg on our face.
Spoiler alert. Have you seen that movie, Spoiler Alert?
No. That's something that just came out or coming out?
I think it just came out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it on Rotten Tomatoes. Have you seen Whale?
I have not seen. I know that's Brendan Fraser of the Mummy attraction at Universal Studios fame. He's getting a lot of Oscar buzz for that, so that's cool. I like him. I like him. He had a good storyline on Scrubs, which is one of my favorite shows.
Good line, Rebecca. Also, speaking of Universal, we just found out this morning they are moving their annual pass holder center from Hollywood. What exactly is that? It's someplace on that Hollywood Boulevard, the street opposite Bourne Identity. This is Universal Florida. Moving it to Betty Boop.
Boop boop be doo.
They didn't actually say they're moving it to Betty Boop. They just kind of gave a hint.
Toon Lagoon. I think they specified it was Toon Lagoon.
And then they say something like, "I Betty, you're gonna love the location."
I Tony Betty, you're gonna. No,
right.
I didn't read the thing, but that's fine.
All right. Well, while we wait for Luke, let me go ahead and show our post. And that is that you can decorate a mosaic-like holiday ornament made of ostrich eggs at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think I said Animal Kingdom News, Animal Kingdom Lodge News, so my apologies.
I mean, it's in the name.
Really, Kyle?
What?
We have slack for that. So I really want Luke to be able to talk about this, so I'm just going to show some quick pictures. You get to decorate. I believe this is a real live ostrich egg, which is really cool. And while we wait for him, let me go ahead and show. He was at Animal Kingdom yesterday, as well as the lodge, and got some really nice pictures of the stuff going on there. Not there. There. So let me share this tab. And this is have you been to Animal Kingdom at Christmas before?
I haven't. I haven't been to Walt Disney World. Well, at least I haven't gone since they've been doing this Merry Menagerie. I think the last time I was at Walt Disney World during the winter would have been 2012.
Yeah, it's been too long for me too, but it is a couple years. But it's beautiful, and I really like Animal Kingdom. We put up a lot of pictures not too long ago on Laughing Place. I think mostly night pictures. Luke was there during the day yesterday and did a lot of tweets. They've got a beautiful tree. Their tree is out front of the park, and a nice picture spot here. The menagerie is the thing. The Merry Menagerie. They are kind of weird, but so cute. These are, the lady behind this controlling this guy, and there's quite a few of them, and they're just puppets, but they are just so adorable. Don't you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I love the look of this. I like the blues. I like how it kind of blends different shades of blue. It's kind of like that. I don't want to say ombre. That sounds a little too hipster. But no, I love the look of these things, and I love the plushes. I would totally buy one of the plushes.
Yeah, so here are the plushes you can buy now. Buy your own Merry Menagerie plushes right here. So cute.
Oh, he's so happy.
It's
a puppet. It's not just a plush.
You're right. It is a puppet. It is a puppet. Yes, so you can control them and have your own little Merry Menagerie at home, which is adorable.
Whenever tell me if you're the same way. I can't just say Merry Menagerie. I have to go Merry Menagerie.
What is that a reference
Prince
to?
Ali, fabulous. It's a world-class menagerie or something.
Yeah, I will now, so I appreciate that. Let's see. On the way to Pandora, they've got this really, really beautiful backdrop. I'm sorry I missed this during my influencer days out there, because this is very pretty. And then in Pandora, Pandora, in addition to being a faraway planet with Na'vi creatures, has humans that inhabit it, doing their research and such. So they've done some decorating around the place. A few little Christmas lights and some decor up in the sky. Looks like they are taking out their frustrations on this poor little creature.
It does. Like, looks like
Hey!
someone threw their shoes over there.
Look who's here. Give me the thumbs up, Luke, when you're ready to join us. He is ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the way from the United Kingdom, here is Luke Manning.
I'm in Florida right now.
Okay, all the way from Florida.
Wearing a Silver Dollar City shirt.
I sure am.
Well, let's get a good look at that.
Repping Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. Just went there for the first time this weekend. So that means a new ranked article will be coming at some point soon.
Are you ranking Silver Dollar City?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
awesome.
We I was actually there with Kyle himself. We got to walk around, explore, go on most of the things. So it was a good time.
Well, he went on most of the things. I went on 2 of the things.
I didn't want to call that out. So as you called it out yourself, there we go.
We played your Spin That Wheel yesterday on Disney Trivia Live last night. So you also got to go to Bass Pro Shop, right?
The world's largest Bass Pro Shop, apparently, which is also the very first one I've ever been to. So
you've got one in Orlando. That's not bad.
Yeah, just not really something I've ever thought of going
He doesn't
to.
need
honestly.
a boat or a bow and arrow, so he doesn't.
Yeah. I'm not much of a fisher, so don't really need my fishing rod that often.
But he is an egg collector.
Yeah, let's. I do none of the above.
I'm an egg collector.
Bass Pro Shop are awesome. All right, what's going on at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Luke?
So this is something that apparently they've been doing for 20 years. I haven't
Good thing it was
heard
embargoed.
of it before. Yeah. I guess today is the beginning of it this year, but this is something that they've been doing for 20 years. I think it was embargoed because that was the same time that their parks blog post about it was going up. But basically, what they do is Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and at Disney's Animal Kingdom, there are they have quite a few ostriches, but all of the ostriches are that on Disney World property are actually female. So there's no male, which means they do lay eggs, but they're not fertilized. So there's a lot of ostrich eggs that just kind of go to waste, for lack of a better term. So what they decided to do was kind of make it into an activity. So at the Simba's Clubhouse in Jumbo House, and then I believe the Recreation Hall or Community Hall over at Disney's Kidani Village, they take ostrich eggs and kind of chop them up into little tiny pieces, which then creates like a thick, it's kind of a thick substance. It's not too thick. You can see here, they paint it into various different colors. So it becomes pre-painted. And then what you can do is you can pick from a series of different animal shapes and create your own mosaic of it. So these two that you're seeing on the screen right now are two examples of ones from years past. So like that elephant one, for example, is really well done. And the turtle one as well. So basically you just take glue, take the little pieces of ostrich eggs, and it's a free activity anyone can do. So kids can do it at the recreation club. Adults can do it too. You kind of just have to be there's no like, you don't have to be a guest of the hotel. You could just be there with a BOMA reservation, or you could be a guest of one of the other resort hotels. But anyone can do it. This here is mine.
Oh, stunning.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As you can see by there's a couple of pieces of glue sticking out in the photo. But yeah, I decided.
So how
to make
hard
a turtle.
are these? Like, if you had to break it up further to try to get more detail, could you, or would you need to?
You probably could, but I don't think a kid could.
Okay.
On the free aspect of it, this is a free activity, but they do suggest making a donation to the Disney Conservation Fund.
And you get to take this home?
You do get to take it home, yeah.
So where's yours?
Mine is currently on my Christmas tree in the other room,
Oh,
and I
that's
did not
cool.
think of bringing it in here ahead of time. But if you go back up to the Christmas tree photo, you could see there'll be a hole punch as well, and then that's a reused telephone wire. That is kind of, you can thread that little ornament through. I don't know why I'm pointing at it. And yeah, that's your way of being able to put that up on the tree yourself. And I took the ornament home, and all of the pieces are still on there, so it hasn't messed up. And yeah, above is kind of an example of the different pieces they have available, and they'll get put into like little trays so you can access them a little easier.
Little Talenti jars, it looks like.
Yeah, it does look like that. I would not be surprised if they were.
I'm still in shock that this has been going on for 2 decades, and I just totally had my head in the sand about it.
Well,
time out. Let's take a moment to appreciate Kyle's comment there. That was a joke. Head in the sand. Okay,
good one.
Continue.
Our media rep also was not aware of it until I think he said a couple of weeks ago. So
media just sitting around watching LPTV. And all of a sudden...
Didn't call him up by name. So this is available. Simba's Clubhouse at Jumbo House, 11 to 9 p.m. and Kidani Village, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah, I couldn't get exact information on the location at Kidani Village. I believe they don't have a Simba's Clubhouse per se, so there's just like a recreation center / community hall over at Kidani Village, which is where they would do that.
And as you said, it is free, but donations to the Disney Conservation Fund are recommended. My guess is you will get a funny stare if you don't choose to do that.
Yeah.
Did you make a donation to the World?
Nobody asked. I wasn't even given the opportunity. So
okay, enough.
But he has in the past, so he
no, absolutely. I've got quite a few of those buttons.
Cool. And then and as my wife points, there are a lot of craft activities like this. Not always this intricate, but when you go to a hotel, make sure you check out what they have available, because there's a lot of free craft activities, and not just available to the hotel guests at the various hotels around. So
yeah, and that's a really unique one as well, because I mean, there's not many hotels out there like Animal Kingdom Lodge where you actually have the savannah right behind your room. So it makes sense that of all the hotels at Disney World to have a more unique holiday experience like that, Animal Kingdom Lodge is a good one.
Did you know you're triggering Doobie? It's really funny.
I didn't actually. Why am I triggering you?
Because unique means one of a kind, so saying more unique or very unique bothers him.
Yeah, there's no adjectives, no adverbs applied to unique. I'm sorry.
All right, so I'm going to make sure to use that all the time then.
Speaking of unique items, I want to ask you about another thing you encountered on your trip to the Animal Kingdom area. You had a cupcake?
I did have a cupcake.
A returning treat that looks beautiful. Did it taste as good as it looks?
Yeah, I think we should have a photo on the Twitter.
I'm working on
it. It was pretty good. It was a gingerbread cupcake, and this was themed around the Merry Menagerie.
Mm-hmm. We were admiring those photos.
Yeah, the Merry Menagerie is really cool, and the cupcake is equally as cool. The top part was just like very crunchy vanilla icing. It was really good with the white chocolate polar bear.
And
then
once you got,
I did eat the polar bear.
Huh? Did you feel bad about it?
I did feel bad about it, but then I felt really good about eating it. So
that's why Doobie's a vegetarian. He could never.
I can eat this one though. Something about these colors are so pretty. When I see them at Merry Menagerie, and it's just such pretty colors. The fact that they put it in a form that I can now eat makes me so happy.
And they also have they had them last year as well, but they have the puppets from the Merry Menagerie as well, which
we showed those a moment ago.
Yeah, there's something about the Merry Menagerie that is just really, it like brings a smile to your face because it's just these creatures walking around, these puppets walking around, and then you have the music. And one of the cool things is the background music is kind of amped up with the addition of, I believe there's a guy with a fiddle who will play the fiddle along to the area background music and just kind of walk around with the puppeteers. So it's
Do they
very
have like
unique thing.
do they have like show times, or are they just out randomly like
I
characters, or
think,
how does that
yeah,
work?
I think it's just a random thing. They go through, I believe, 4:45. So they're pretty much out while it's bright out. But once they go away, the sun does start to set. So then you start getting the Tree of Life Awakening shows. So you get one for the other.
So Doobie, I know this isn't new, but do you think that that Merry Menagerie could win a Denny Newell Award at the Oddies?
Oh, absolutely,
Do you think
yeah.
it could win a Denny Newell Lifetime Achievement Award, perhaps?
I have not seen it for myself, so I'm not sure I could go that far. But Denny Newell, I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame already. There's no question about that. I think the award has been named after him.
Right. Yes. For
right.
those
For
who
this-
obviously nobody knows what we're talking about. The Oddies are based on a podcast we don't do anymore, and the Denny Newell Award is something making the most out of the least. So, you know, I'd argue that having a couple of puppets walk around is probably not the most expensive or expansive thing the Disney parks have ever done, and yet it brings so much to the park. So
Yeah.
Do these make any kind of noise, like cheap noises or anything, or is it totally quiet?
I don't think they make any noise themselves. It's just kind of whatever the puppeteer may throw in.
The puppeteer will talk?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I got a video of it yesterday, and I don't know how good it is, but if it's good enough, it'll be up later today on the Laughing Place YouTube channel.
Our standards are really high, Luke.
They are high, so I want to make sure I live up to those high expectations.
We do have standards. We made Tony re-ride a ride the other day because the people behind him were too obnoxious in the first video.
Oh, wow. Way to go, us.
Yeah.
Well, Luke, while we have you,
yes,
we wanted to talk to you a couple days ago, but you weren't available. You have a busy schedule. Doctor Who has started filming. Any thoughts?
It has started filming, yes. So obviously, the first elements of Doctor Who that will be coming to Disney Plus are the 3 specials featuring David Tennant and Catherine Tate, as well as Neil Patrick Harris. Those have already been filmed, so those are already in the can, ready to go. So what we're getting now is the first festive special, which will be the first first special featuring Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor, as well as it was just revealed today through Doctor Who magazine that the new series will be 8 episodes long, which is actually it's an increase from the last season, because the last season was only 6 episodes, but that was due to it was made during the height of lockdown and pandemic procedures. Before that, the previous 2 seasons were at 10 episodes, plus a festive special. So now we're going to 8 plus 1 for the 9 with the festive special, which will be less episodes, but Russell T Davies, who is the showrunner of Doctor Who, did promise to expect Doctor Who on a yearly schedule from 2023 onwards. So there'll be no more after this big gap from the BBC Centenary special, the last one with Jodie Whittaker, to the next season. No more gaps.
How many prime ministers do you think will go through by the time the show comes out?
At least 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet you there will be at least one more. Maybe there'll be a general election by then.
So Luke Manning here is actually from the UK originally, which means he had to be our Doctor Who editor, and that is his job here. And he'll be doing, I'm sure, episode recaps of these, and we'll look forward to.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I didn't actually even watch Doctor Who when I lived in the UK, because I moved to the States in 2004, and Doctor Who came back in 2005. So something out of my my culture that I kind of
it's in your DNA.
Exactly.
Doctor Who now has a tight affiliation with Disney. The new episodes will be exclusively on Disney Plus. Disney is involved in the production to some extent. So Doctor Who is now in Laughing Place's wheelhouse. Everything under the Disney umbrella.
Sure is.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Luke. Do you have a lot of stuff to do, or can you stick around for a bit as we go to some of our fun stuff today?
I can stick around. If,
the boss is off today. I got this. You can stay.
Hey, no. It's up to this guy.
Kyle,
I can't point properly. Yeah,
you can stay.
There we go.
We got 8 minutes.
I'm not your boss. That is for sure. All right. So my wife did point out to me that the activities that are at other resorts, they're not always free. So they are often available to anyone, but they are definitely not always free. So, but check them out. There's so much to do at Disney World outside of the theme parks. And the resort hotels, I think for a lot of people who go visit there, the resort hotels are an underutilized place for fun. For the locals know, but the tourists often miss out on a lot of that fun. So go check it out. All right. So yesterday, we had some fun listening to The Mouse Pack, a new album, a relatively new album.
It came out in May, I think, but
okay.
Or
A
April.
2022 album with the Fab Five singing standards is considered new. So a relatively new album that for some reason is really
caught our attention.
Mixed into the blue screen.
You still hear me despite that?
Well, yeah, I can now, Gray.
Oh, funny. That's irritating.
But yeah, so the Mouse Pack, Disney characters singing Rat Pack songs, as the name would imply. I guess they're mice instead of rats. It's very close. So yeah, they're kind of fun. I think you wanted to focus on one. Ain't that a kick in the head? Is that the one that you have?
Yeah, so we got Ain't That a Kick in the Head. We did some of this on Disney Trivia Live yesterday. We just kind of did a listen together. This time I'm actually going to play the audio, not too much because we don't want to get a copyright.
Nothing can claim us now.
But Goofy singing Ain't That a Kick in the Head. This is for you, Disney. We want you guys to go buy this album.
Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life's gonna be beautiful. I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the feller said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Thoughts, Luke? You excited to listen to this on your own?
Honest thoughts?
Preferably not if they're not pleasant.
It's an interesting idea, but I don't think it's something I would go out of my way to listen to.
Wow, Kyle.
It reminds me of when I used to listen to the Silly Songs album as a kid and all those character voices. So there's something about it. I feel like they released another one around the same time of different style. But it also reminds me, have you ever listened to the Disney Metal record?
Oh my, just like snippets.
Yeah, that's
Crazy
a real
stuff.
thing. And it's from Disney. I think it was originally released in just Japan, but eventually made its way to American streaming services. And yeah, that's a kick.
Maybe we'll do that one after the next Disney Trivia Live. So Goofy in his style is one thing, but Donald Duck singing with Daisy, and Daisy has a beautiful voice, doing a duet with Donald singing Let's Call the Whole Thing Off is absolutely hilarious. It starts off with Daisy and her voice, and then Donald comes in there, and it's a crack up. As Rebecca says, Disney character voices are my wheelhouse. Nothing makes me happier than Disney character voices.
Yes, yesterday while walking around Dino Land, for the holidays. I heard a goofy version of White Christmas, and that was fun. I enjoyed.
You're surprisingly good at that, Luke.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Bill Farmer's gonna have to get an apprentice.
That's
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so good at that, but we'll take it.
The best one on there, track 7, Friendship. If you remember the old Friendship, the old sing-alongs, one of them was on Friends, and this is either the same version or the same arrangement, but with current voices. It's really good. I love that. Just the perfect blendship. Kyle, have you ever stayed at Disney Sequoia Lodge at Disneyland Paris?
I have walked through it. I have not stayed there.
So apparently they have a tradition.
Luke has. He's raising his hand.
Oh, I forgot. You're British.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long time ago, but I have stayed there.
They have a tradition of doing a freestyle one-sided Christmas lights as if it's like just a family place, and instead of getting the beautiful professionally done Christmas lights, they just kind of throw them up there. So DLP Report, a great follow for Disney Twitter, put this out yesterday, this year's tree. I thought it was hilarious. Glad to share it with y'all.
I do enjoy that. It almost looks like it would spell something out, like if you turn your head, but I don't think it actually does.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
Unless it's like grrr. Or
Rosie River
RRR.
Rapid Run. They're paying tribute to a similarly themed area of a completely different park on the other side of the world.
Have a Rapids ride at Disneyland Paris, though it would be closed probably like 12 months out of the year. 11.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we're in the fun stuff section, folks. So if you're looking for news, that's done. We're just having fun now. Disney and ABC have a history of doing some synergistic things on their TV shows that are just like over the top. Like they don't even try to pretend like this is organically in the show. So there's a couple from General Hospital recently. I'm going to show you those. And then we're going to look at what we saw on The Rookie, the latest episode of The Rookie, an ABC show. So here's one from General Hospital.
I don't believe it. Ta-da! Where'd you find it? Well, the Disney store, of course. It was super crowded, but the staff was so nice, so it was definitely worth the trip. Oh, Avery is going to love it here. Well, I hope so. She seems more excited about Mickey's 90th than Mickey himself.
With everything you have going on, you still made time to get this for Avery. You, my dear, are a spectacular big sister.
100% Shameless, also on General Hospital.
Chip will be available at my Lady in the Tramp screening party. Ooh, and spaghetti and meatballs. You have to serve them for the date scene. Yes, I am ordering in from Luigi's. So are you guys in? And don't say it's a kid's movie. Adorable's adorable at any age.
But it's a cartoon, right?
Wrong. Live action on Disney Plus.
So like with dogs eating actual spaghetti.
Okay, please, can you just not question how they do it? Just enjoy actual results, please. You guys in?
Absolutely. Me too.
Can't wait. It'll be our post-detention consolation party.
Every time, my wife and I still keep saying live action on Disney Plus. But I'm very excited to see this next clip before I need to run to a meeting. So
Okay, so we're going to show this next clip right now, which I think is even a whole nother level. About 2 minutes, I think. Here we go. From ABC's The Rookie.
7 out of 19, we have an RP claiming there's a Navi breaking into a car.
What?
Navi. It's an inhabitant of Pandora from Avatar. Ask her if it's a full-grown one, because those things are like 9 feet tall.
Aaron, it's a fictional character. LAPD! Whoa.
Well, not the command.
Excuse me, what?
It's Navi. It means I see you.
Sir,
we received a report that you're trying to break into this vehicle.
No. This is mine. I just locked my keys inside. Even worse, I locked my tickets in there too, and the preview screening starts in like 20 minutes.
For what movie?
Avatar.
The Way of Water. Yeah, man, I cannot wait. I already got my tickets for opening day.
It's gonna be so great.
Okay, look, we can help you get into the car, but we need to see some identification first. Is that in the car as well?
No, it's in my loincloth, but it's
okay, we're good. Could you please run to the shop and grab my Slim Jim? I'm gonna take a flyer on this one. Oh, I'm so excited! Oh, sorry. She's covered in cookie.
This is actually a sequel to the Dragnet episode Blue Boy. Different cop show.
That was one of the most blatant things I've ever seen. That was equal parts great and equal parts awful.
So yeah, I'm glad we got to show that, and it's something to look forward to whenever you watch ABC. Are they gonna shamelessly plug some other aspect of Disney? Kyle's got to go.
Star Wars week.
Yes, Kyle's got to go. That was our last thing anyway. So thank y'all for joining us. Just a reminder, in only 90 minutes, Star Wars headlines are coming up on this very channel. Whoa! Oh, okay. Kyle not only got to go, Kyle went. And,
you got to go. You really got to go.
That's about it. So thanks again, Luke, for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And all you do for Laughing Place, and we will see y'all later. 1 p.m. Star Wars headlines, 90 minutes. Don't miss it. Take care.